Recording. All right, yesterday, I did not do all of the HaYom. And I wasn't here in the afternoon, so I didn't do it. So let's do the second part of yesterday's HaYom. It's very good. Second part. Listen to this. Here it is. My father said at a Farbrengen, this is the previous Rebbe speaking about his father, who was the fifth Rebbe of Chabad, the Rebbe Rashab, Rebbe Shalom Dovber. No. That's not it. 1 second, 1 minute. What happened? 1 second. Is this today? Oh, here. Hey. Okay. It's longer than I thought. Okay, ready to go. Good. Here's yesterday's. Ready? My father said, this is again the Rebbe Rashab, a Chassid, a follower of the Rebbe, creates the environment. He improves and makes wherever he is found. If a person says, wow, I'm in a terrible place, this is an awful place, I can't be here, right? God forbid a Jew is put into jail. Who knows? With all these criminals, worst, terrible things, God forbid it should ever be such a thing like that. You are there in order to fix the place up as much as you can. As much as you can, at least not to let the place impress you, to bring you down. If the place doesn't bring you down, that's already improving the place. It shows people that it's possible to defy peer pressure, to defy a negative environment. But we have to create an environment. If he does not, then he has to check his own baggage carefully. He has to check himself to see whether his own affairs are in order. The very fact that he fails to create an environment should make him as broken as a splinter. He should think, what am I doing in this world or not? I'll tell you an interesting story about Rabbi Mendel Futafas. This is a little bit extra for today. Rabbi Mendel Futafas, he was sent to Siberia. Stalin sent everybody to Siberia. And they say that Stalin killed like 50 million of his own people, which some people say that's a moderate estimate. Some people say that's an exaggerated estimate, that he only killed 30 million people. It wasn't so bad, 30 million. In any case, he was sent to one of these places where the gulag, whatever they called it, and he would had hard labor. He begged them to let him not work on Shabbat. But they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him work on Shabbat. He had to work on Shabbat. If not, they would kill him. So he had no choice. You know, if it's endangering your life, you have to work. So he did as little as he could, whatever. Anyway, the work was they would cut down logs. They would cut down logs in forests. And every day, someone would, get an arm broken or a finger chopped off or get killed from a falling tree or something every day. But they had hundreds, even thousands of workers. So it didn't make that much difference. But nevertheless, the manager, the overseer or whatever, he was losing men. It was losing manpower. So Reb Mendel went up to him and he said, listen, every day someone's getting hurt, someone's getting killed, someone's getting injured. And the person becomes incapable of working. You're losing manpower. Let's do this. This is what do you suggest? I said, I'll tell you what to do. Let's every day, when we finish working, we'll make a meeting. All of the men will be together and everyone will give suggestions on why they think these things are happening and what we can do to prevent it. So the manager said, okay, why not? We'll try it. So sure enough, that's what they did. The first day, everybody gave advice. And sure enough, they took the advice. He took the advice, that one person wouldn't stand over here when you're chopping down the tree, and a person wouldn't, raise his axe in a certain way, and there would be rest. People, maybe they were too tired. They would give people, 5 minutes rest between times or something like that. Whatever the advice that he gave. And sure enough, it stopped. People stopped getting injured. There would be like one injury a month or something like that, instead of every day. The owner of the place, the manager, was so grateful that he let Reb Mendel not work on Shabbat. And he understood that Reb Mendel also got it from that. He got also, it was such a good thing that he did, that other people also had the ability, had the opportunity to request not to work on Shabbos, Jews. And also he made a good name for the Jews, right? A good name. In Russia, it was a very anti-Semitic place, very anti-Semitic, not as violently anti-Semitic as the Ukrainians. They were the worst of the worst, but nevertheless very anti-Semitic, the Russians. And to make a good name for the Jews, everybody saw at least the Jews are like everybody else. There's a benefit to them. In other words, you have to make the environment. That's okay. Let's go next. My father said at a Farbringen that God created. I don't exactly understand what's happening over here. Here's 2 things for this. There's 4 on this one day. Anyway, okay.
I do all
this 4. Is for the months. Yeah. Some of the months, sometimes the month is full and sometimes it's empty. I get it. Okay. My father said it for Farbringen. Right, good. 4. No problem. Yesterday there was 4 and I only did 1. My father said it for Farbringen. God created the universe and he created everything that's physical in the universe. The world is something from nothing. Right? From nothing. There was no world. And God, from the nothingness, he made something. And that he's doing all the time, right? Because the whole world is made from nothing. The basic building block of the world is not atoms, and it's not quarks, it's not spirit, it's nothing. So we're nothing, and you're nothing, and I'm nothing. So he's making everything from nothing. Jews must transform this something back into nothing. What does it mean to nothing? To transform the material into spiritual. In other words, bring the creation closer to the creator, to show that the world is just a creation. The avoda, this service of turning the physical into spiritual and making the physical into a vessel and an instrument for godliness, this is not optional. This is not just for religious people or for holy people, for tzaddikim. This is an obligation for every human being in the world, beginning with the Jews. Every single person is required to do this, to take the physical world and use it for some higher purpose, to put it into a higher meaning. Do it, especially the human body. The human body, what's the purpose? To get pleasure, to learn to get pleasure from? If that's the purpose of it, well, you missed the point. That's taking the world and leaving it world. The purpose of the human body is to do good things, spiritual things, kind things, loving things, music, art, kindness, commandments, charity, giving credit to God. Okay, next.
Eating matzah is elevating the physical.
Matzah, that's right, elevating the matzah. 1 minute, what happened over here? Yes? Yes, okay, we did. That's what we did. Yes. Now we're going to do tomorrow. Here we go. Yom. Rosh Chodesh.
Why tomorrow? We missed a few days?
We do not say Tachanun this whole month. The whole month we don't say Tachanun. Tachanun is a prayer, a confession prayer that we say after we say the Shmon Esrei, and in happy days we don't say it. So this whole month we don't say it. After saying the Nasi, we say the Nasi every day, it says a Yehi Ratzon, and the Kohanim also say it. That's today. My father instructed his brother-in-law, Rabbi Moshe Hornstein, he was a Kohen, that he should also say this Yehi Ratzon. He's a Kohen, even though the Kohen also should say, because it's related to the Ibur. Ibur means that sometimes one soul gets included inside of another soul. So it says all the 12 tribes they brought, but the Levites didn't bring. So and now we're repeating what the 12 tribes brought to the tabernacle, but the Kohanim they didn't bring. So why should it's going? So he says yes, Kohanim should also say it. And why? Because sometimes a person can have a Kohen can be a reincarnation or something like a reincarnation from another. Let's see how it says in the commentary here. See the glossary. It says. Oh, he just explains the reason for not saying it, but he doesn't explain what the Ibur is. Oh, what's it? Maybe it says over here. Oh, here it just says the same thing. Okay. Oh, once again. Ibur means that there's an initial state of a merger of souls, coalescence of soul. A nice word, coalescence. And that is today. That's today's too. Good. Okay. That ends today's message. Today there will be a class at 3:00. 3:00. We will learn the God willing, the Haftorah of this week, which is Isaiah, beautiful prophecy of Isaiah. Try not to miss it. Shalom uvracha.
43 and 44.
43 and the beginning of 44. Yeah. Have a good day with Mashiach now. Shalom uvracha.
I'm just reminding you, for